This is Straight Talk with Atlanta native Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the Preacher Man.
Gift, that certain voice quality, and that laughter, it's infectious. Shannon, welcome to Straight Talk tonight. We're joined to the Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shannon Big Papa Jones. Big Papa, how you doing tonight, man?
Bishop, if I were doing any better, I'd be Greg Fann.
Well, if you were doing better, you would be doing excellent. I mean, superb. You know what? There's so much excitement about the new pope. There's so much excitement about the new pope and him being one who believe in looking out for the least, the lost, and the left eye shining. I mean, I am grateful to God that Pope Francis was that way, and he's gonna follow in the same footsteps for Pope Francis. But we're gonna talk more about that in just a little bit. But I just wanted to just say a little bit about that before we go into the program and listen to me see as I move myself to the right, and then I come up and then I move you a little bit over to the left so that people can see you a little better. I want folks to be able to see Big Papa. Big Papa, your audio off. I know I just cut it off. Hold on, Big Papa. Don't go nowhere. That's me cutting your audio off. Don't go nowhere. I got you, Big Papa. I tell you, ain't nothing like Big Papa. Big Papa Shanan E. Jones. Shannon, how old your son now, man? He about 3 now, right? He's about 3. Is he 3? Is he 3? Wait a minute. Let me get your audio on. I'm trying to get your audio on. Is he 3 now? Is he 3?
No, he just turned 2 in March.
Just turned 2.
Lord help me.
Oh, Lord
help.
Lord help you, right?
Lord help.
Well, the Lord will help you, son. The Lord will help you. God is able to do anything but fail. All we got to do is believe. If we believe and trust in Him, everything is okay. You know, there's a song they sung in the Baptist church. I don't know, they sung in y'all church. You know, y'all had that highfalutin church. It said, trust and obey. Trust in God because He's the only way. All you got to do is trust in Jesus and trust and obey. And that's what we missing, a whole lot of disobedience now, and a whole lot of disobedience, a whole lot of lies being told. Lies, just lies. Margaret's telling lies. Oh, we were talking about Margaret telling lies a little bit. I'm proceeding myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited now. And it's getting ready for Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Tell your mom that I wish her a happy Mother's Day. And all mothers, you too, Cynthia, all mothers, I wish all mothers a happy Mother's Day. Shannon, don't go to work. Shannon, do what now? He said, what?
Why just can't say happy mother? Why you gotta say you too, Cynthia? Why just say happy mother? That encompasses all the mothers.
I'm sorry. Miss C, happy Mother's Day to you. Miss C and I have been talking about Mother's Day all night. We've been talking Mother's Day all night. Because her mother's gone, my mother's gone. And of course, both of us knew each other's mother, and all the things our parents and mothers and grandmothers instilled in us. We just thank God for them and all that they shared with us and the love that they gave. And even down to the somebody called them spankings, but I don't think they were spankings. They were whoopings.
Beatings. I survived punishment.
Go ahead and get them switches. Go get them switches.
A teacher would, and don't go get the wrong switch. Then you get them mad. But teacher said she was gonna call my house one day. I said, oh no, you can't do that. She, yes, I am going. I said, no, I'll get killed if you call my house. You can't call my house. Some folk might get a stern talking to, but I literally will be paraplegic up in this mug next week if you call. I cannot do that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Whatever you need me to do. Because my dad, he didn't send me a switch. He's go get the belt. And I would go try to find the nice, softest Izod tennis belt I could find. And he'd go back there and get them 1970 with the leather you could hardly bend with his initials in it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy, I said I ain't gonna do it no more, master. No, sir, master.
Yeah,
I,
well, we get that those the women that we used to get, and we would say, "I ain't gonna do it no more. I ain't gonna do it no more. I ain't
I
gonna
ain't
do
gonna do it
it
no more.
no
And I know you ain't gonna do it no more. And shut up before I give you something to cry about. And this hurt me more than it hurt you. Hey, Bishop, but
more."
you said
Yeah,
Mother's Day. I got to say this as we go on to Mother's Day.
right. Uh-huh.
You know, I think Mother's Day makes fathers more like Jesus.
Hmm.
And let me tell you why. Because on Jesus' birthday, he don't get nothing. And on Father's Day, we don't get nothing. But on Mother's Day, they get everything. That's all I want to say about that.
They get everything. I mean, everything. The flowers, the cards, with the money, with
Uh,
the perfume, the
oh,
outfits, the jewelry, you
oh,
name the trips, that whatever. They get it
oh,
all. They get it all. And some of that
oh.
some of that I won't name, but they get it all. They get it all.
Yeah, and
They
what do we get? What do we get?
I told him I don't want any more ties. I got a closet full of ties. No more
I
ties and
don't need any
socks.
more ties. I got
Ties and socks.
ties, and I used to get it. You know, they would give it to me as they say, well, you know, you're a father to so many children, and they would give me and you get a sock or a tie. And I
Yes.
got a drawer full. I got a Father's Day drawer full of socks and ties that I'm looking to re-gift. I done took it on more mission trips than a little bit.
Oh Lord. Well, Shannon, we can talk about this on the other side a little bit more. We got to talk about. We got some things we need to discuss in terms of what's going around the world and what's going on in this city and what's going on in this county. Well, brothers and sisters, muchachos, señorita, Miguel Jose. As we move to the other side, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like us. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to make comments. And don't forget to share. And thank you so much, Pastor Smith. He's always making comments. My classmate Leon always making comments. And so many others always making comments and about the show. And I thank you so much. Carol Curry, member of Liberty International. She's always watching and sharing on her page our show. And we encourage others to do the same thing, show and share. We appreciate it so very much. Well, we're gonna get ready to go now to Miss C. Is that your phone going off or my phone? I think it's your phone, right?
It's
Uh,
me. Let's go to Miss C.
let's go to Miss C. We're going to Miss C. We'll be back on the other side with Shannon and myself after Miss C. Shannon done turned himself upside down. Oh man, upside down.
Hi, Miss C here with your 3-minute news blast or more or less. Hey, Bishop Greg. Hey, Pastor Shannon. So good to see you again. Listen, I've got some tidbits of information that I want to share with you. As part of Cobb County's workshop for retirement, you're invited to take part in an upcoming workshop titled Tariffs and Retirement on May 20th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Smyrna Community Center, 1250 Powder Springs Street in Smyrna. There is no charge to attend, but you must register. Call 470-536-4707 to get details. The Children's Soar Incorporated presents From Trouble to Triumph. It's a Juneteenth event on Saturday, June 21st from 11 to 2 at Liberty International Church, 1362 Metropolitan Parkway in Southwest Atlanta. From Trouble to Triumph will feature an engaging panel, food, and networking. The overseer, Bishop Greg Fann, reminds the youth that trouble is easy to get into, but hard to get out of. All right. The Bernice King Show Live presents a tribute to future fathers. It's going to be a big gospel production, and it's a Father's Day celebration, and it's going to honor all fathers. June 8th at 3 p.m. at 3631 Main Street in College Park at the College Park Auditorium. This big gospel program will feature the big gospel production singers, Bishop L.C. Wheat, and the men of YTAC Ministry, Sam Martin and the Act of God, our own Pastor Fann and Men Standing for Jesus, and Walt Beasley and the Gospel Explosion. It's going to be hosted by Bernice King. Eli Smith will be your master of ceremonies. You know Eli Smith from WYZE, your guy, Eli. He's also my friend, too. Anyway, for ticket information, call 404-643-9331. That's 404-643-9331 to get more details. And listen, before we go, there are 4 things I'd like for you to do for me. I'd like for you to subscribe. I'd like for you to like us, and those little buttons appear right there on the front of your screen. I'd like for you to leave comments, and number 4, I'd like for you to share us. Don't keep Straight Talk News to yourself. Let everybody know what you know. We are Straight Talk News. And listen, if you'd like to have your event announced, email it to me at straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. That's straighttalknews1362@gmail.com. And listen, in the meantime and in between time, may the Lord God bless you real good. Bye now.
Well, don't forget to like us, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, guys. Miss C. Hey, that's my friend Miss C. And just want to remind you of the troubles easy to get into and hard to get out of what we're doing over to the church while the young people, both young ladies and young men, because they all getting into trouble. We see so much trouble today that people are getting into. And so we really want to let young people know, and parents know too, is that we need to teach our young people and share with them the pitfalls of getting in trouble like that, the legal costs, the burden on the family, the problem that it causes, and how they can get a felony record where they can't get a job, apartment, or anything, and have to take these substandard jobs or not jobs at all. Trying to do something to make a living, because we live in a capitalistic society, so you got to earn some money some way to pay bills and those things that you need, buying food and grocery, and providing for yourself and your family. And many times, sometimes your family is yourself. So we want to just make sure that's on the 21st, Juneteenth. It's going to be at 11 o'clock at Liberty International, 1362 Metropolitan Parkway in the lovely city of Atlanta, GA. Well, Shanan, I don't know if you heard about this or not, but what about dear friend Dr. Pickett, Dr. DeAndre Pickett, is a very gifted, talented guy, but a mistake made, hit someone, killed someone, and ran. Now his career is gone. He's working by the U.S. Civil Rights Department, and then because he had killed this individual and left the scene, now he's faced with vehicular homicide. So I mean, that's how easy trouble is to get into. This young man,
Give me the name again, Bishop. Who was it?
DeAndre Pickett. DeAndre Pickett. DeAndre Pickett.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so that's how easy trouble is to get into. And these young people need to understand these cars are weapons. They're weapons. And when you're driving these cars and you're driving fast up and down the street, if you take someone's life or you injure someone, you're guilty of a crime. You're guilty of a crime.
Yes.
And if you commit that crime, you're going to have to do the time. I don't care who your mother is, who your daddy is, how great a person you may be, but trouble is just so easy to get into. So we want to just kind of highlight those things on the 21st of June, the 21st of June. So Shannon, let's move on to another topic. This pollen is tearing up my eyes, man. It's my sinuses. It's just cutting up.
Out there, yeah, in your new studio.
Yeah, my new studio, man. I tell you, sinuses. This year has been a rough year for sinuses. Woo, goodness, it's been a rough year for sinuses.
It has been. It has been.
So let's talk about what's going on in the city of Atlanta. You brought up something about the homeless issue and how they were moving all the homeless people from downtown around the highway around 75, 85 there. I drove through that today and I saw all of the homeless tents and all the people gone and yellow tape up, and then the police sitting there preventing anyone else from putting tents up there. Shannon, that's been a passion of yours, and it's been a passion for CBC, the Concerned Black Clergy, founded on homelessness issues. So I wanted you to talk about that in the in the CBCB. You want to share a little of that with the Straight Talk listeners tonight?
Sure. On Monday, they began removing some of the homeless encampments. As you know, a coalition was built after Cornelius Taylor, a young man who was in his tent on Old Wheat, and they came to clear an encampment. They being the city of Atlanta, Department of Public Works, and they rolled over a tent with a front loader, and his body was crushed in that. He was in his tent, and so um, there has been a movement that kind of used Cornelius's untimely death with the scourge of homelessness and the pain and the growth of the unhoused community of Atlanta. That housing community is growing in the city of Atlanta. Perhaps it's one of the fastest growing housing markets in the city, the unhoused market. And so Monday, they began, after a moratorium, they began clearing those sites. Some of those individuals went back to the site. There was a meeting actually on Friday morning with members of the Cornelius Taylor Coalition and the mayor of Atlanta and other uh, organizations that work with the Unhoused Housing Justice League, as well as Hosea Helps and several others. And so this has been an ongoing fight. The coalition uh, is seeking to use the 26 individuals, the cases of the 26 individuals that were on Old Wheat there with Cornelius Taylor and his neighbors as a sample community of what can happen in terms of turning that around. Now, we know that a certain amount of folks will need very serious and urgent mental health treatment. Others will need substance abuse treatment. But by and large, um, they are pulling together organizations that can provide wraparound services. They have asked for the mayor of Atlanta to give 26 apartments or housing units rooms. So they've identified a hotel where 26 keys, 26 rooms will be giving, and hopefully if all goes well, the services that are needed will be provided to them either at that location or they will be assigned a case manager to make sure that they get those appointments. And we're trying to see how can we bring folks from being unhoused to housed. The city has spent over $60 million in doing this, and this is no easy fix. And so it takes compassion, it takes stick to itiveness, it takes vision, and it takes willingness for people to understand that that sometimes helping your neighbor to get up may have to happen in your backyard. And so those are all of the kind of serious conversations that we're having around this issue. So we'll keep you in as to what's going on. There was a story on this past week about a brother who was in a hotel and was evicted and ended up just going back to his tent. And so these are people's homes, and children are there as well, not just folks that folks would think. These are not quote unquote vagabonds. These are people who have contributed to this city and to this greater Atlanta area who have fallen on hard times and really need compassionate Atlantans to help
Well, well, I thank you, Shannon, for sharing that. We're off stream momentarily, but we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. The 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 issue of homelessness, the blight of people not having a place to stay, mental illness, drug problems, and all those things that make up the homeless community, right? And so, and I know this is a major problem for the mayor and being the mayor of one of the largest cities in the United States of America, and everyone is coming here. I ride by the Greyhound station every morning, taking my wife to work, coming back to the church, and you would not believe down there on Garnett Street how many people are getting off of those buses. And those look like the Greyhound buses have gotten even longer now than they were before. And you wouldn't believe the amount of people that's getting off the bus coming to Atlanta. And it's how could I say? I want to say it was remarkable. It's a shame that so many people are coming here looking for jobs, looking for opportunities, and when they get here, it's not here. And a lot of these people, I believe, they're being shipped here from other cities, Shannon, shipped here to our communities here for job opportunity or housing opportunity. Because they come here, they got the one little suitcase that they're dragging with them, and so you don't remember Parker Scott. Parker Scott was with CBC in his early stages. Parker Scott, Reverend Parker Scott, Rosa Sharon. He and his wife, they owned Rosa Sharon Christian Bookstore over on Headland. They were the owners of Rosa Sharon, and he was a part of that group dealing with economic development and homelessness, along with Reverend Milner with CBC. And so, I go back in the history. There's always been a problem with homelessness in Atlanta, but not to the magnitude where it is now, where everywhere we go, there you can find homeless people just laying on the street. And beside them, you can see those little scooters that people ride around. You see the scooters people that left on the side of the road. I mean, that right there, that's an eyesore for the community to do. Everywhere you go, you see these scooters just abandoned after people done drove them abandoned, after they done rolled in the middle of the street with cars and everything. That's another issue for me, Shannon. I mean, you're talking about homelessness, but this whole issue of bicycles riding in the street with cars, and people not riding in the bicycle lanes. They're riding out there in traffic cars. Other day evening, I went to pick up my wife from work, and I was late getting there because two guys was in the middle of the street riding bicycle racing each other. So I, I had to wait on the bicycles to complete their race to be able to move forward. I mean, we have become. I think the vision of this city and how this city has become, our leaders are not looking at what's taking place in the city of Atlanta with these bicycles, with these scooters, with these electric bicycles, and all these things that these people riding in the street like, they got a vehicle that can do 60 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, when really they can't keep up with cars. And they're endangering themselves and endangering the people that drive automobiles. And, I grew up in a city where if you rode a bicycle, you rode on the sidewalk, or if you rode in the street, you rode facing the traffic. So people who were headed towards you, they would see you as they were coming, that way, so they would know how to avoid you. But when you
And you
riding
would
with
see them.
them, and you would see them. Now you're riding with the traffic. Now it's crazy. We're not New York. We're not New York. New
Well,
York may be used to
New
that.
Yorkers would New Yorkers would be arguing along with you. That's it. But what happens is, Bishop, is sometimes our city officials, and this, you were a city official. You'll travel somewhere and see something that looks good, and you come back and say, you know what, we ought to do that here. Now, you do a visit to Bali and say, oh, they walk around with togas on and flip flops. So we need to wear togas and flip flops here in December in Atlanta. Well, that's not very practical. It's going to be kind of
Right.
cold for people to walk around. Everything is not a fit for every city and for every place. New York has a transit system that you almost don't need a car if you live in the city. In fact, you don't need a car if you live in the city. If you're in Manhattan, that they have a transit system that gets you anywhere, but they have a transit system that gets you all around the five boroughs, even not just Manhattan, but to Staten Island, to Queens, to they have that, and so they've done that to kind of try to limit congestion and limit the need for bikes and so on. But this phenomenon began to take off in Atlanta probably uh, about 2005, 2006, with the bike lanes in the new urbanization plan for the city. And some stuff's just not practical, like the streetcar. It's just in the way. I mean, it's not necessarily practical, and it's not the trolley of San Francisco, and it just doesn't fit. Some things just won't fit, and there needs to be more investigation and more imagination around, what you bring into the city. I just
Well,
wanted to just add that to what you said.
Well, I mean, I do appreciate that because when we talk about these lanes and we're losing lanes because they're taking lanes, car riding, they're building these islands. They're building, narrowing the street. What about the emergency vehicles and trying to turn and those? I mean, it's I don't, I can't, I don't understand. I'm like you now. I don't believe that everything that they do in Decatur ought to be in East Point or ought to be in Atlanta or ought to be anywhere because Decatur is Decatur, Atlanta is Atlanta, East Point is East Point, College Park is College Park, and Hayfield is Hayfield, and Southfield is South, and we can go on and on and on and on. But every community is different. Its character is different. We don't have to have it. Now, in East Point, thank God, nobody's riding those scooters yet. And when I was not on the council but a voice for the community, I was not so much for Airbnb houses being rental properties in the city because we're not in a tourist area. So the premise was they were there for the purpose of for people who were coming to a place for tours and stuff like that, that they would have an option versus a hotel. We don't have that. We got more hotels everywhere. I just came from downtown and seeing a hotel built right downtown on Pryor Street, where the old Daily Reporter building used to be. It's a hotel now. They
Yeah,
built. We got hotels. We got all this stuff in Atlanta now. We're talking about Atlanta now. I know we're talking about around the world. We're talking about a place, Donald Trump, and on those kind of things. But we're talking about Atlanta now. We're talking about this Atlanta, Georgia, that many of you live in, or many of you live in metropolitan Atlanta, and many of you want to visit here who view this program. And some people come in and say, "Whoa, I didn't know all of this was going on." And when you ride through the city, you see homeless people beside the road. That's it. It bothers me because uh, Jesus said we're to look out for the least, the lost, and the left out. We have to find out a way to help people who can't help themselves. We got to figure out how do we do it, and not by getting enriching ourselves, but truly doing it to help people who are truly in need. Because there would be I if it wasn't for the grace of God. It could be you if it wasn't for the grace of God. We all could be homeless at any time. We keep food as president. Maybe more of us homeless than we know. So I'm just saying is that we have got to take this thing more serious. People, I got a call from Bishop Cannon, by the way, Michael Cannon. He called me this week about the homelessness issues and what are we doing about the homeless issue and what's happening with the homeless issue and what is Atlanta doing. I think they're doing all that they can right now within their power, but there needs to be more and more done, and there's always more and more and more done. And I think you said it best when you said this, is that people got to be compassionate. Say people, I don't want it in my backyard. I don't want it in my backyard, but you don't want the homeless people to be out in the street, but you don't want it in your backyard. It's like we need a new jail, but you can't build it close to my house. But we do need a new jail. At some point, we're going to have some concessions to say, okay, this is to help our community to keep us safe, as well as it is safety. Public safety is a problem with homeless people because they don't have a place to stay. Guess what? What happens? What happens? They're going to find something. If they don't have money, they're going to find something. We see people begging every day sitting out on the street, on corners, asking for, you got some change? Can you do this for me? Can you do that? Every day we see this, you know. And we grew up in a city where we didn't see that. If people out there on the corner, they were selling donuts for fundraising for the football team or some cheerleaders. That's what they were doing. But not just standing out there begging and asking for a handout. So, you know, it's so much to unpack with this. It's so much to unpack with this. But we know that this is something that we have to deal with, that we are dealing with. And so, well, I just want to just shed some light on that tonight. I want to shed some light on that tonight. That's what I want to do. In this homeless issue, I want to shed some light. That's what I want to do, is shed some light. So, Shannon, you got anything you need to say?
No, I think we've touched on that, and we certainly want to continue to update. And I'll keep the Straight Talk listeners updated on what's going on before it hits other mediums.
All right. Well, listen, thank you all so much. And if you have some comments, if you have something you need to say or would love to say, Shannon, I'd love to have you. We're having some technical difficulties tonight with the program a little bit because I moved out of my old house into my new house. and so I'm getting stuff together here. So just pray for us. Pray that God will continue to bless us to be able to spread the word. Pray for this new Pope and the Catholic faith. And those who are believers, that we would continue the message of Jesus Christ, because it's not about what faith you are, it's who do you believe in, who came into the world to die for our sin. His name is Jesus Christ. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, so whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. And again, we want to say to all mothers, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hey, until this week, next week, it ain't been nothing but Straight Talk with your truly great fan, the preacher man, and Shanan E. Jones. This ain't been nothing but what, Shanan? Straight
Talk.
Talk.
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922 at Comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.